friends, welcome to my channel. I appreciate for your watching me and supporting my channel. This video is about Pluto transit through the sign of Aquarius. I have already talked about this transit in some of my videos on YouTube already. This is a little bit shorter video on English language about this subject. This transit is called Pluto transit in Aquarius 2023. Total transformation of humanity and social structures. I also talk a lot about Pluto in the video War and Peace in the beginning of this year. I recommend to you to watch this video. We will do a brief summary about Pluto in Aquarius and what it can mean. As a powerful change agent of the cosmos, Pluto makes big waves when it switches zodiac signs and turns into transformative focus toward new themes. Because this only happens on average every 12 to 30 years. The movement is thought to characterize the progress created over the course of generation. So this is a generation planet. That means that Pluto stay in one zodiac sign about 12 years, 20 years. It's very, very big and high way. Now Pluto between 12 and 20 years. It depends of the speedy. This last Pluto has ended 15 years yawned in Capricorn and now is orbiting in change focus in a sign of Aquarius. The time of Capricorn stopped 23rd March 2023. And this is Pluto returns first since 1098. And already this once in a lifetime transit is exposing the underbelly of society, prompting us to rebel against outdated norms and forego old ideas in favor of evolution. So all Pluto theme is evolution and revolution. So we have got the power, we have got the will for the change, and we have to have the power of change in ourselves, because Pluto is transformation, but transformation with pain. So you should feel the strong pain in yourself that you can do that transformation in yourself. In astrology, Pluto rules over dark side. Think death, sex, power and control, politics, and the light that came from the confronting these themes hand on. Thought it may be the smallest planet in astrology. Don't let its petite size fool you. The heavenly body is far from delicate. It rules the elusive Scorpio and gives rise to the zodiac sign strong dark vibe, which totally checks out since in Greek mythology, Pluto is associated with the god, the god of underwood and the dead. So Pluto transits are about embarrassing how cathartic it's to make peace with and let it go parts of yourself that no longer align with the truth and complexity of who you are. So you should to let it go the dead parts of yourself and burn again the new. That's the politic of the Pluto, to die and to burn again the new. New yourself in yourself. Pluto's energy is all about clearing out the patterns, place, people, and things in your life that have met the expiration dates. Say spiritual mentor Andrea Donnelly. It's about embracing how cathartic it's it to make peace with and let go of parts of yourself that no longer align with the truth and complexity of who you are. On society level, Pluto similarly pushes us to unheard old ideas and traditions that may be hiding beneath the surface and consider whether they are due for reinvention. Given that the planet is now in Aquarius, that process will likely occur in Aquarian limbs of life, like humanitarian and technology, which we already seeing. A rise of intelligence and the political battles around anatomy of gender expression. It's no wonder astrologists are calling Pluto in Aquarius one of the biggest astrologic events of the year. What does Pluto in Aquarius mean for the overall vibe in 2023? Because Pluto is generational planet, it's worth nothing that its transit in Aquarius will have a collective impact over the next several years until 2043, rather than triggering individual level change right now, as is more typical for the transit of personal planets. Looking at you, Mercury. According to astrologer Aubrey Hodgson, author of the book Oracle of Pluto deck, Pluto brings intensity to a person that can manifest in many ways, such as extreme ambition, drive, passion, or jealousy, of course, because it's Scorpio energy. The Pluto shifts into Aquarius, specifically is bound to dial up these qualities as they relate to larger social and humanitarian themes. So, Pluto in Aquarius will give more expression on humanity, technology, and transformation of humanity and technology structures. In particular, Aquarius is sign of rebellion, social justice, and of course, community. This sign strives to implement systems and structures that are more accessible, equal, and sustainable for all. With Pluto's intense presence in Aquarius, we can expect a push for total transformation, however messy that might be, in order to bring about an Aquarian ideal of equality, of human equality, and as political tension evolving gun reform, LGBT reform, rights, and climate change seems to be reaching ahead, it's clear that Pluto's region in Aquarius is well underway. During Pluto's travels through the avant-garde sign, Aquarius, will be prompt to take a look at our current structures, norms, and dogmas, and to disseminate the systems that are no longer serving the greater good. According to Hauschel, it's possible that we'll reform our economic system or shifts. During Pluto's travel through the avant-garde air sign, Aquarius, we'll be prompt to take a look at our current structures, norms, and dogmas, and to disseminate the system that are no longer serving the greater good. According to Hauschel, it's possible that we'll reform our economic system or shift away from capitalism allotted during this 20-year transit. Climate change are the subject this Pluto in Aquarius, and sustainable practicing in major industries such as fashion will also come forward as our need to live in harmony with our planets becomes. So ecology will be also the theme number one these 20 years. In the meantime, Pluto transit in Aquarius will also have unique ripple effects for every zodiac sign based on the astrology house in which it falls for each one. Keep reading to learn how Pluto in Aquarius will affect your fashionable metamorphosis based on your sign. How Pluto in Aquarius will affect each zodiac sign in 2023. For the Aries, Pluto is putting your social life in the hot seat. Aries, according to Hauschel, this period is all about finding a group that aligns with your values and into which you can be fit naturally. As Pluto in Aquarius moves through your 11th house of friendships, Pluto may clear out relationships that have surpassed their shelf life, so don't be surprised if people start to fall away. During this time, you may also find a new group of people, a new group of friends, supporters, and lovers. Taurus, who are you when nobody's looking, Taurus? Pluto is gracing you with the courage to be your authentic self as it pushes you toward your higher purpose. Describing the planet through your 10th house of career. Be on the lookout for change or shifts in your professional and career life. This is called to find the work that really aligns with your values, even if it's also totally outside of the box. So this is a time for your career expansion, dear Taurus. So you can think about that and you should focus on your career aspect of your life. Gemini, prepare for spiritual and mental revelations, Gemini. Hauschel says that Pluto is transforming the way you see the world as it moves through your 9th house of exploration, and it may even inspire you to take your education to the next level. So seize any opportunity to expand your mind. Spirituality, religion, philosophy may become important issues for you, given that via what you believe in may evolve. So, a 9th house, the house of religion, beliefs, philosophy, and higher education. So, some of you will now finish your master degrees, PhD degrees, and such things like that. Some of you will dedicate to yoga or some spiritual practice, or I don't know, go to the church, pray, and meditate. So, the spirituality, theology, and philosophy, also the high knowledge, will be theme for you next 20 years, my dear Gemini. Cancer, uncomfortable shifts, endings may find you during this Pluto transit, dear Cancer. The planet of privacy could bubble secrets up to the surface or leave you with a monetary windfall from an unexpected source. As it moves through your 8th house of taboos, sex, reconstructions, death, and other people's money. So maybe some grandmom or grandmother will left you some money, or maybe ex-husbands will send you some money, or somebody, but you will have some money because Pluto is in your 8th house. In general, Pluto is helping you cope with loss, and certainly you will undergo a kind of debt pertaining to your emotional depths. So, 8th house is a house of Scorpion. So, it's a little bit mystical house, but it's also the house of the death or spirituality. It's a mystical house. So, I think so. The next 20 years theme will be money and mystical things, also money and the sex. Leo, Pluto is rocking the boat in your seventh house of relationships, dear Leos. And according to Hauchel, this may have you confronting commitment because it's a position between you and Aquarius. It's 180 degrees. It's a great moment to address the functions of your partnership and ensure your desires and needs are being met. You may redefine what you believe in when it comes to committed partnership and grapple with what actually feels authentic to you. This might include considering less conventional systems of partnership. Unlimitedly, any change you make will help you experience a more fulfilling relationships with partner. So, in the focus next 20 years will be partnership. I know that you're a little bit narcissistic, egomaniacs, but in next 20 years you have to learn energy of Libra. So you should learn how to be more diplomatic, how to live the couple goals, and in which way you have to live in a couple. So how to live in a couple, that's your point in next 20 years. Virgo, you might realize that some aspects of your day-to-day routine are in need of reinvention. Indeed, Pluto's influence in your sixth house of ritual and health may prompt you to totally revamp your schedule or take a new approach to your everyday well-being and self-care. So, dear Virgo, also it can mean it's a house of health. So maybe you should to make some transformations in your health routine. Especially you should looking forward about it and in your work routine. So there will be big transformations in next 20 years. Libra, Pluto is bringing out your inner child and all the growth and healing that can come along with it. This transit, which activates your fifth house of pleasure and fun, will help you step away from your echo chamber so you can find fresh and personal perspective on creativity. This will be a period of the time to really commit to your visions and execute them. So, Pluto will be in your fifth house. It can mean that some of you will become mothers, fathers, will have a child, or will get in love, because fifth house is a house of children and love, dear Libras. Scorpion. Now it's a perfect time to sneak away from the noise of the outside world and home in on your private life. Pluto, which is also your planetary ruler, is pushing you to rethink family values. It's in your fourth house. According to Hauchel, at its most root, your fourth house of home and familiar roots, there is a potential for a great amount of healing to be had if relevant. However, consider also that as adults, we get to choose whom we consider family. So it will be change in a house of family. Transformations in a family, big transformations in the next 20 years, dear Scorpions. Sagittarius. Pluto is helping you see how you fit into your social scene, Sagittarius, as it moves through your third house of communications, short-term travel, and close family. During this time, you will be pushed to get social, whatever in your neighborhood, city, or even with your siblings. Don't waste the time with conversations that don't nourish your mind or help you expand your perspective. Taking a break from social media might feel outright about now. Capricorn, brace yourself for major revelations and financial shifts, Capricorn. You may redefine where you place value, on what you place value, and why, because Pluto is in your second house of values. Through your second house of financial reasons and income, your approach to material security may change too. Why Pluto is having you question what truly matters to you, from your liquid asset to other people's valuations of you. So, the Pluto will teach you which values are really values, family or the money. Aquarius. Talk about identity crisis. Oh my God, this is happening to me. So Pluto in the first house. Dear my friends, I know what you're feeling now because I'm Aquarius in ascendant. So Pluto is calling upon all versions of you, helping you filter out the perspectives and reservations you've been holding onto lately that don't necessarily serve to you or the collective good. After all, it's moving right through your sign, aka your first house, and self-identity. It is truly an innovation to let your older self die and to embrace who you are today completely. So we have to change us. We have to born again with new values and with new thoughts. It's very, very hard. I know that. Throughout this time, don't be afraid to change your mind and to change your actions accordingly. Pisces. Retreating to your shell could make this transit all the more beneficial, Pisces. This period is about recognition the inner roots and other parts of yourself that keep you from enjoying life and working to shut them, as Pluto moves through your 12th house of inner psyche. Whatever you tend to ignore or haven't dealt with in your life will now brought into the light to be acknowledged. But you don't have to confront these things alone. Confiding in a trust loved one or therapist can provide you with the catharsis needed to morph into your higher self. Dear my friends, I'm so happy that I can do this video for you. My number for a private consultation is 0038591. I forgot my number, so I will write you down in a message. I'm sorry, I'm totally crazy. I love you, so I'm sending you big heart and I will wrote it down my telephone number. I'm totally crazy.